Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. This is my Series 2, Episode 63 of the Interstellar Song Contest of Doctor Who. Yeah, a lot of things to cover. Obviously, we had the big reveal at the end, which we all expected, with Mrs. Flood revealing herself, and we'll get on to that in year one in the stream because I want to do that at the end, really. Because I want to really start off with the start of the episode. And we had a few surprises as well during this episode. And you know what? This episode actually proved me wrong. Because I thought start series, I thought it would be probably the worst episode of the Dark Cards. It's a song contest, and I'm not really a fan of singing, to be honest with you. Because it's not really Doctor Who, is it? Yeah, the song contest. There was singing, to be fair, but what was happening outside of the singing that obviously got everyone's attention. So it all started off then with obviously the Doctor and Belinda arriving, and they both said, "We're staying." Oh yeah, we're staying. Obviously, Ryan Clark playing himself, doing the introductions, introducing the synods. Then we see Mrs. Flood in the crowd, of course. She did do all that usual stuff I saw on the trailer. Oh, I do love a Dutch show. And then as we carry on, we see these henchmen or thoughts that we see in this episode I think in one of the preview images with Freddie Fox, and I think these are the same ones, the same henchmen who could be in the finale as well, which makes it interesting as well. These henchmen dads and obviously Mrs. Flood keeping an eye on the Doctor, which was very good actually. I was quite intrigued by that, with a basically doddles where you're keeping an eye on the Doctor, seeing the Doctor vindicator, and that's all. And obviously Mrs. Flood says thank you, Doctor, and see you enjoys the rest of the show. Then we saw the introduction of Freddie Fox, kissing his partner, you may as well say that. And then more introductions as well. And then this is where it all started, isn't it? This is where it all started, where Ryan knew there was something more going on. Because there was no communication between him. Freddie Foss obviously took over. Obviously, Freddie Foss, who appeared as Kid, of course, took over the whole thing. And started causing chaos as well. Started causing chaos as well. And we've seen this alien type. Apparently, it is one of the Sidon species, apparently. So it was quite interesting. Then we move on. Then we move on to this where something ended up happening. Freddie Fox is obviously Delta Wave bots, of course. Ended up opening the roof. Obviously, this was in space, of course. This was in space. You see these triangles as well, and once the roof opened, it started to make everyone panic, including Mrs. Flood as well. And obviously, what happened after that? It basically exploded, and a lot of people went floating into space and being freed to death. Well, not freeze to death. It was more of a suspension, really, wasn't it? It was more of a suspension than like a death. They were all floating in space. Ryan got freeze, and we did see the Doctor. Well, yeah, to one in the images. Even more images. Freddie Fox talking to his Delta Wave alongside the henchman. And now, look at this. Obviously, we saw the Doctor float into space as well. He was one of the victims as well. While Brienda managed to survive it with the other passengers. And the Doctor floating in space, he was then freeze as well. Then we get a cameo flashback from Susan, which was a bit surprise for me. Obviously, if you don't know, Susan is the granddaughter of the Doctor. And you see the cameo scene of Susan saying to him, "Go back," telling him to go back as well. And look, there was yeats, weren't there? There were yeats that Susan was going to come back this series, but only for the finale. So she actually came back an episode earlier. Well, it's not. She hasn't really came back. It was more of a cameo where you remains to be seen if she actually does come back in the finale. But that has been yeet, of course. And then the Doctor ends up being clever and grabs onto the confetti cannon, which helps him go back and help the others out and stop Freddy Fox, of course, who plays Kid. Obviously, another scene, so they're not just floating there in a mathematical suspension, just like I said before. It's what's holding them, really. And the Doctor obviously meets these two passengers, and obviously it's a bit of a, I think it's a museum, wasn't it? A museum. And then the Doctor does have a bit of a confrontation with Freddy Fox on a separate device as well. Obviously we see Cora as well, who we do see Sinan during the episode as well. Cora is from the same species as Kid. Obviously with the horns coming out as well. Obviously Cora's got that as well. But she's obviously not had the horns. Most of them still missing. Like half of it's still missing on Cora. And obviously Cora ends up singing. Well, she doesn't actually end up singing. It's more of a pre-rehearsal way that's being played. Then we got more scenes as well, where the Doctor confronts Freddy Fox. That was an amazing scene, by the way. Seeing the Dark Doctor as well, his darkness side to him as well, terrorizing Kid as well, and Susan then coming back in the cameo and to stop. And then obviously, when he does stop, Kid is taken away. But Kid does say to the Doctor, "I will see you again," which is quite interesting, isn't it? Is that going to be a lead up into the finale? Will we see him in the finale? Is Kid working for one of the three big friends of the Unholy Trinity in the finale? We'll wait and see. But I will say though, Freddy Fox, he absolutely ate that war up. He ate it up. He was fantastic. In Tutti, by the way, was fantastic as well. Tutti in Tutti Outlaw, fantastic as Doctor as well. You know what? He's turned into his own this series. He has turned into his own this series. He's much better than the first series. First series was just more force for me. And obviously we see Cora, obviously Sinner Son, obviously the Doctor that's Marshall as doing through others. And obviously now we get to the end the end of the episode where everything's all fine now and everyone pretty much survives after helping them, after taking them out of the suspension, and they're all back to normal then. Now we get on to just the nitty gritty bits. So the ending, Graham Norton tells the Doctor planet Earth is dead. Obviously 24th of May 2025, the day that's what Doctor and Brienda are trying to get back to. and that is obviously the season arc for the finale. Like what has happened on May 20, what has happened to planet Earth on the 24th of May. And the door back into the TARDIS, and just when you think, obviously they did rush back to the TARDIS after Graham Norton told them that, and we see them 3 or 4 red lights on the TARDIS stopping them from flying there. Well, actually landing, I think they did land there, but then the TARDIS door pulls open. So remains to be seen what happens in this episode. Obviously, they will survive from it because it'll be like a different setting for both of them. But yeah, the TARDIS door pulling open, that was amazing. That was amazing to see. To be fair, amazing to see. That's what you want in the ending. Something bad to happen that's unexpected to the TARDIS as well, pulling up. Remember what Mrs. Flood said in episode 2 of the Dots? Limited one only. Is that what she was saying about the TARDIS? And now we get on to what happened at the end. The big reveal, of course. Which was all expected, wasn't it? It was going to be doubt that Mrs. Flood was going to be revealed at the end of this episode, and that did happen. Mr. Flood, of course, another one who got helped out of the suspension as well. So he came out, as he said, I'm afraid my double brainstem frauds youthful for a time, yearly. And this was Goosebumps moment. I've seen a lot of criticism. Obviously, we'll get onto it. We'll talk what happened. What he said. I suppose I should think of some famous last words as a youthful for a time, yearly. And at that time, when I was watching it this morning, I was like, wow, this is Goosebumps. The music as well, the tension as well. Was it as good as Utopia when the Master got revealed? No, for me. I still think Utopia, that was still ice cold, that one with the Professor, of course. I do think this was a complete opposite to the Master one. It still did make Goosebumps. To be fair. And it was tense as well, so I still enjoyed this reveal as well. And of course, the bi-generation happened. Again, this is another thing that needs to be explained, because this bi-generation, we've got David Tennant and then Ncuti Gatwa. They were involved in the bi-generation. So David Tennant's basically chilling out at Donna Noble's house, basically. Make it make sense. A bit confusing, to be honest with you. We did see 2 David Tennants as well at the end of Doomsday as well. One of them ended up being in a relationship with Rose Tyler, and obviously the main Doctor ended up going away with Donna as well. We've seen the 2 Masters as well, with obviously John Sim Master and Missy as well. So maybe it's just a new thing now. We're gonna see two at the same time Lords, basically. I don't think you can do that for, I don't know, Sutek. But at the end of the day, we could even have 2 Suteks, because let's be real, in that one did duplicate that TARDIS, of course, in 60th anniversary. Obviously, we know one Sutek. We all know one Sutek did get killed in the Time Vortex, obviously at the end of that series. But we don't really know if there was another Sutek. I mean, this is the thing. We need a lot more explanations for me. So, obviously, by generation happened, Mrs. Flood and Archie, the Asian actor, of course, who again was part of the Yeats for this series to be in episode 7 of the finale, and the original actor of the RANI as well, riding the horseback, and that's then that has came true as well. And of course, yeah, well, I just spoiled it there, didn't I? So yeah, Mrs. Flood was the RANI, of course. Mrs. Flood was the RANI, or a bi-generator version of the RANI, not Assy the RANI, because this new actor that came in is going to be Assy the RANI. And I think Assy actually suits the RANI as well, because if you think of the RANI, yeah, the description of it, I think it suits an age and actor as well. Because I think obviously Time Lords as well, Time Lord actors, I think they do suit airs and actors as well. But yeah, this was still a nice cold reveal, to be fair, in my opinion. Our name is the RANI. Although she became RANI, while I am the RANI. It's a bit like Star Wars, wasn't it? What's that scene from Star Wars where I am your father? A bit like Darth Vader saying to Luke as well. Luke Skywalker. The definite article, so to speak. And obviously Mrs. Flood gives her the Vindicator as well. And both of them now swim up to start the chaos that's going to happen in the finale. So we all know now the RANI is definitely going to be one of the unholy trinity. I think that's pretty much confirmed now. Maybe not the way I expected it, because I thought Mrs. Flood would be Assy the RANI. That was my theory. But I was still right, wasn't I? I was still right. Mrs. Flood did end up being the RANI for some time, until Assy came along and seen now takes the role of the RANI. So I was right on that theory, and I think it's good. I do like it. I do like seeing the classic Doctor Who films coming back. That's what I do like to see. I don't really want to see Darius, Cybermen, the Martyr. I don't really want to see that. I do like this idea, right, of different films for me. Because Cybermen, Darius, the Martyr, they just get overused for me. They do need a bit of a break as well. And obviously, Mr. Flood is now pretty much a servant now to the new RANI. And yeah, it's still a bit confusing, isn't it? Yeah, you've got two RANIs now. I really hope this is not part of the Unholy Trinity, and they are to the Unholy Trinity. I really hope that's not the case, because then I'll be like, oh, really? That would be a bit of a disappointment. I still think we're going to get a Pantheon God member in the finale. I think that still needs to happen, because that's the way Russell T Davies has continued with it from series 1. We've obviously Ruts in episode 2. So it remains to be seen who is going to be the bigger, powerful fan. So obviously that's for the Westworld and the big preview that's coming up for both episodes. I'm just going to do 2 episodes in the same one, really, because no point doing it separate now, because they're both tying together. And but yeah, obviously at the time this reveal, it was goosebumps, but when you do rewatch it, you're just a bit like, I don't think this is good as the other reveals we've had in Doctor Who, in my opinion. But that's done by the taste, though, let's be real. It's not done by like the good old days of Doctor Who, yeah, with John Sim being revealed as the Master and all that. It's obviously done be different, let's be real. It's obviously done be different, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen in the finale. I just hope this is as one thing, one of the Unholy Trinity, for me. Maybe like Mrs. Flood is the citizen to the RANI, and we get 2 other villains as well. Obviously Conrad's gonna return in both episodes of the finale. He's basically done that his wits as well. But again, that's for the next episode. That's for the preview I'm gonna do. So yeah, maybe in terms of the weight, and then in terms of rating this episode, like I said, start of the series, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the worst episode of the lot because it's just gonna be nothing's gonna happen really. It's just gonna be sinning and all that. Obviously, there was always gonna be a film trying towards chaos and all that. But I was proved one. I was proved one the episode. I actually did enjoy it. Obviously, I didn't enjoy the sinning because it's just not my thing in terms of sinning. But I enjoyed other aspects of it as well. Freddie Foster's fantastic with his acting, and Tuti Datwa, fantastic as well. Arcee, you know what? Arcee does suit the RANI, like she does already. Even though it was a bit short because he had short introduction of who she was. She does suit it. I think she'd be good in that one. To be fair, it's just a shame, isn't it, about Mrs. Flood? Now Mrs. Flood ends up being a bit of a nobody now. Let's be real. After all of this, that's the only probably criticism I've got. Mrs. Flood now ends up being second fiddle now, in my opinion. Yes, we're gonna have a scenario where we see Peter Capaldi going up against the two masters of Missy and the Master. Yes, we have that scenario where they both work together. Maybe at a different reality in the finale where one RANI ends up in one reality, the other ends up in the other reality, where there's like a force field sort of thing. Splitting the both of them, maybe that's what will happen in the finale. They both have their own alternative realities, and the Doctor ends up facing both of them, potentially, who knows, but that's the only criticism about because now Mrs. Flood ends up being who ended up being like the big mystery, basically, one of the big mysteries of the series. I think she ends up now being a bit second fiddle now. No one's really. Maybe it would get revealed more. Maybe it will get revealed more like in the finale with Mrs. Flood. I just think, I don't know. She's a bit like obviously, she's not possessed by obviously the original RANI, because she was the RANI for the whole point. But it's a bit like that now. It feels like she's a bit of a harbinger now for the original RANI. Seems like more of a RANI harbinger, pretending to be the RANI. That's what I feel like. So I do feel like she's getting a bit. But she's been a great actor still, hasn't she? Anita Dobson. She's been a great actor. We'll see more of in the finale, see what happens. See what happens as well. She's Warlock as like Mrs. Flood as well. So she's still been a good actor, but it's a bit of a damn script end now, isn't it, to Mrs. Flood? If Mrs. Flood, if this bi-generation didn't happen, then yeah, unbelievable reveal, wouldn't it? Being unbelievable reveal as her as the RANI. It's just this bi-generation thing. It's just gonna still confuse a lot of fans, isn't it? That's the only problem. So, but yeah, I still enjoyed the reveal. Still enjoyed it. The bi-generation as well. I still think it is a cool idea, the bi-generation. But what happens to now the second one? It's like with David Tennant now. What happens to him? Now what happens to Mrs. Flood? Now Arcee's gonna be the main actor, the RANI. That's the only criticism I've got, in my opinion. Like what happens now needs that more explanation for me. But as for the waiting for the episode, I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10. I started 8 out of 10 for me. I wasn't give it a 6 out of 10 because but this reveal and obviously the ending with the TARDIS getting blown up and Graham Norton the tension when Graham Norton tells the Doctor about planet Earth. I see upped it to 8 out of 10. I thought I honestly thought we weren't done dead the Mr. Field reveal because it went to end credits first, didn't it? And then the end credits came off for a brief second to reveal this as well. So yeah, episode did prove me one, to be fair. So 8 out of 10 for me for this episode. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. It's, by the way, final words I say. It was so great seeing Susan as well, another classic companion of the Doctor, and obviously granddaughter of the Doctor as well. We're going to see Susan more in the finale. That's already been said. So be interested to see how that plays out as well. So, but yeah, fantastic acting from Freddie Fox, Archie, and in Hootie, and obviously Mrs. Field as well. And yeah, I'm going to end it there. So feel free to leave your thoughts on this episode down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe. So yeah, and finally, if I get people in my comments saying, "Oh, thanks for spoiling it," well, I'm not being funny. You got BCI player, and also stay off socials if you don't want any spoilers. It's not hard, is it? Let's be real. It's not hard. So that's my thoughts on the episode. As we see the RANI return, we see Mrs. Flood as a bi-generated RANI, and we see Archie Shabby coming in as the main RANI. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments, and I'll see you all for the big finale preview as well.